Hi guys, here's a demonstration of the extraction forceps which are used in the dental clinic for the extraction of various teeth. And this is a complete kit of extraction forceps that is used for the upper and lower teeth, that includes the incisors, canines, premolars and the molars. So basically let's explain what a forceps includes. It has three parts. This is the beak area, these are the hinges, and this is the handle. The beaks are the main differentiative parts. Based on what the beak is, we can decide what extraction forceps it is and where it can be used. This is the hinge area, which helps in the separation of the handles and the beaks. This is the hinge area, and this needs proper care while you are sterilizing your extraction forceps. This is the handle area. It has two handles, and it comes in like different varieties. A few come with the serrations or lines here, and these come with the holes that comes for the grip while you are using the gloves, hand gloves. And these are the depression areas where you can place your fingers. This is how you can place your fingers and have a proper grip on the extraction forceps. So this is a complete kit of the forceps, and let's start explaining each and every forceps here. So starting with this, as it's given, it's upper central incisor and canine forceps. You can look at the distance between the two beaks here. There's no much distance so that it can have a proper grip on the tooth. And this is the hinge area of the forceps, and you can look at the serrations in the beak. These are the various serrations, and there's a pretty groovy area in the beak which helps in the proper holding of the tooth while it's being pulled, or else a slip out of the tooth can even damage the opposite arch tooth structure, or else can fracture this tooth which you are trying to extract. So this is the number 1 extraction forceps. It's given number 1 forceps, which is for the upper centrals and the lateral incisor and also the canines. The next one is the number 7 forceps, which is used for the upper premolars extraction. And this is the way you hold this forceps, where the tooth is located on the upper area, and you are holding the premolar in this way and pulling it out. So this has a wider area of gap between the two beaks when compared to the other forceps which we discussed earlier. And this is basically for the premolars, the left and right upper premolars. It has a similar kind of serrations and depression in the beak. So this is the number 7 forceps. The next one is the number 90, the upper molars left forceps, where the beaks are one has two heads on the beak, two sharp edges, and one is a simple sharp edge, where this one is used for fitting into any depression or fulcrum in the tooth, which you can take as an access point to pull out the tooth. So this basically is a tooth area where the sharp point of the forceps would be going and lodging itself, and the opposite two heads are the ones which would which would sit along the curve of the tooth, and this is used for the molars, the left molars. So this is the number 90 used for the upper left molars. The next one would be the number 89. This is the similar kind of forceps like the 90, but this is used only for the right upper molars. The difference here you can see is the beaks are located at an opposite angle. Here you are seeing the two-headed beak on the right side. That's the left side for the patient, and the one-headed beak is on the left side. So it's the other way in the number 90 forceps. That's the only difference between these two forceps. Let's discuss about the next two forceps, that's number 17 and the number 18 forceps. These are the 17 and 18 forceps, and they both are also for the molars, for the left and right molars. The 17 is for the right molars and 18 is for the left molars. The difference here is that you have a single sharp edged beak on one side, and the other side is a curve that sits onto the curve of the tooth, and the other side is for basically near the cervical area of the tooth, where the beak goes and places itself so that there is an extra grip support provided for the extraction forceps to pull out the tooth. These both have almost the same functioning, but they are for the opposite side tooths. One is for the left and one is for the right. So these are the number 17 and 18 extraction forceps, and this is a typical upper root forceps. The roots are usually left out when there is an improper extraction of the molar tooth, where sometimes the root even if it's curvy or a bit bent down, then it would break, and this forceps would be used at that time. It's number 51A. This is used for the extraction of the upper roots. It has a typical thin edge on the tip. Serrations are almost the same, and that groovy area would be holding the root properly while you are trying to remove it from the upper areas. That's the maxillary area. And in the roots, even when there's a grossly decayed tooth where the crown part is usually chipped off or broken or fractured, the root area cannot be removed so easily when they are separated from each other. So each root could be separately removed using this 51A upper root extraction forceps. And the last upper forceps is the upper wisdom forceps, that is the number 67. This is used for the third molar extraction of the upper third molars. This is the way it's held, and it has two wide groovy areas. So this is a single forceps that can be used for both left and right third molar. So this is the number 67 forceps. The lower one consists of this one, which is used for not only the roots but also the lower anterior teeth. This number 74N. This is the way the forceps is held. Here are the depressions where the fingers are located, and this is how you hold the tooth and it's pulled out. The next one is the lower premolar forceps, that's the number 13 forceps. This forceps is used for any kind of premolar extraction in the lower jaw, that's in the mandibular left and right premolars, even when it's the normal extraction of the premolars, or it could be the orthodontic therapeutic extractions. So you can see a distance between the beaks here in the premolar forceps, while there is no distance in this root forceps or the anterior forceps of the lower jaw. So this one is the number 13 extraction forceps. The next one you see is the lower molars, that's the hawk's bill. This has got two beaky areas, two beaks on both the sides that have pointed edges, and as there is no difference between the left and right molars in the lower jaw, this is a single forceps that could come to use for both the left and right molar extraction. So this was the number 73 extraction forceps, and this is the last extraction forceps, that is the number 86, that's the lower molars wisdom. This wisdom forceps comes to use when you're trying to extract one of the wisdom teeth that's on the left or right. That's the number 8 tooth, which is either erupting out or it's impacted inside. You generally give an incision and open the area wide there after the bone sectioning and cutting, And after that, when you give proper access points to this extraction forceps, this goes and holds itself into the access points, and then you can pull the tooth out. So this is how the number 86 lower molar wisdom forceps is used. So this was the complete kit of extraction forceps that are used for the dental extractions of the upper and lower jaws. We'll be discussing about the various extraction kits like the elevators, the cryos, and even the surgical kit. Do check out our channel and subscribe to it. Also, you can give your comments down there if you want to get an explanation about any particular instrument. Thanks for watching.